Wow. There. Oh, where's the color? Sorry about that. We're a little dark right now. Here live to talk about Corey Seager and his future with the Dodgers. There we go. A little bit more light there. Sorry about that. Yeah. So talking about his future with the Dodgers and where he might be heading or not, or even with the Dodgers where he might be heading, including another position. So, little upfront news or just facts. Corey Seager is truly one of my favorite Dodgers. There's kind of no secrets about that. I got a few of his jerseys and met him a few times and all that stuff. I was there at his first game as a Dodger. Sat behind his parents. That was just a lucky thing. But yeah, so my whole family. We're big fans of Mr. Steal Your Girl, Corey Seager. So, um, you know, uh, thinking about him leaving as a free agent is bothersome. I don't like the idea at all. I understand it is a business first and foremost. He has earned the right to free agency. Um, he is a player that's done really well at the Dodgers. You know, basically topping off with what he did last year in the postseason. Our MVP of the postseason. It was wonderful, and it was a really good way to go. He didn't quite have it this year in the postseason, which is too bad. He had some moments. He had a couple home runs. One of them wasted. But yeah, he's a guy that that I would really like to keep. But there's an issue. Um, I was looking at I'm writing my article for Dodgers Nation about where the team's at going into 2022. Goodness, time's flying. But the infield defense is pretty porous this year, and it's been kind of bad last 2-3 years. Um, and Seager is part of the issue. He's very low ranked on for the shortstops according to Fangraphs. He's definitely in the bottom part of the thing. You'll see my article when it's published, probably tomorrow at DodgersNation.com. Um, yeah, it's his defense is a little worrisome. I know he's had Tommy John surgery, even though his throws by the end of the year were looking better. I just think that there's just range issues, and he's not the fastest guy out there. But he's there to hit, and so I want him to stay on the team because he hits. And so I look at it this way. The DH is probably coming this next year. I think that's almost a foregone conclusion. I think that Justin Turner should spend some time there. I think his defensive numbers were not that good either, and then you re-sign Corey, you give him the big contract that I think he deserves. I don't think you get outbid for him unless someone just goes bonkers, and maybe the Yankees do that. I think there is a little bit of risk with Corey because of the injuries. He's going to get hurt. He's going to miss periods of the season, and that's just the way it is. But maybe if he DH'd a little bit, played some third base, learned how to play third. I think that's what I do with him. I go and turn him into a third baseman, and you start now, or as soon as he's re-signed, you start working on that. And you move Trey Turner to shortstop. Trey Turner is a much better shortstop than Corey Seager. And, Gavin Lux is going to factor into the team next year. I think he could play second base. I think he at least deserves a shot at it. I actually don't hate him in the outfield, though. So there's room for some versatility. I think Gavin, with some time in spring training, working with the coaches, getting more time in the outfield, I think he'd be a really good outfielder. I know that he's had issues with throwing. It's no secrets there. So yeah, maybe he becomes an outfielder, and because if I look at some of the things that I have seen with the numbers, I mean, Pollock was really low defensively. Seager or not Seager, Bellinger and Betts are fine. Muncy actually ranked really well at second base, and so did Lux. Lux was pretty low at shortstop. So I think it's either second base or the outfield for Luxy. I do like the way his bat came around. I know he didn't do too much in the NLCS, but I think we saw, that there's something there. And I think he got a little overwhelmed maybe with some of the having to play the outfield and then try to be productive. And sometimes guys take that to the plate. But I think that he's going to be a good one. And, Muncy did fine at first. Pujols actually ranked, I think, a little higher than he did, which is pretty close to him, which was surprising. Matt Beatty didn't. He ranked out pretty well, too, at first in his limited time there. So, building in, some flexibility with Lux and going. But I think with Lux, they got to make a decision and go, you're a second baseman or you're an outfielder. At least right now, I don't like the idea of turning him into another Chris Taylor. That's why you re-sign Chris Taylor. Let's be honest. You need that versatility. We lost a lot defensively by losing Kike Hernandez last year. And I know why he went. He wanted to play full-time. He ended up playing full-time in center, which I don't think he expected. He wanted to play second base. But he is a very good defensive player, at multiple positions. Taylor's, good enough at those positions. But he's a way better bat than Kike is. Taylor has, can play a lot of different positions, and I think he's a very good outfielder. And he can play a decent shortstop. He has better range than Seager. And I think if you played shortstop full time, you'd see some good numbers there defensively. I think he'd keep improving. Second base is fine too, but to go, well, we can, if you put Lux in the outfield, you could put Muncy at second, or you could say, no, we're going to keep Muncy at first, or put Muncy at second, put Belly at first, opens up an outfield spot. Maybe pick up a free agent or someone in trade, or you do something else. You leave second base open with Lux in the outfield. You move some other pieces and you get another second baseman. Or if you keep Muncy at second, get another first. You just to have the flexibility to open up a spot for a player. Another bat. There's always need for another bat. We've witnessed it for many times how the offense just kind of dies in the postseason sometimes. And this was another year of it. The offense in general was brutal. We had a couple games that were good, and we had some guys step it up. Pollo, AJ Pollock, and Bellinger, and Chris Taylor. The rest just really didn't produce. So back to Seager, if you start talking money, if he wants to get that 341 million that, or 341 million and exceed that Mr. Tatis Jr. and the Mets guy, for instance, goodness, my brain's just dying today. The shortstop with the Mets was with Cleveland. I just my mind's blank at the moment. That's okay. Those guys make over 340. If Corey's trying to go for that, which his agent should go for it. I don't think he gets it unless someone's willing to overpay. There's just too many injuries in there, and he's not a shortstop for the long term. I'd actually prefer him at first base. I think you just let him play first. Settle him there, let him do his thing, let him learn first base. He's a big kid or big person. He could learn it. And I think he'd be very good there, and his bat will play there. I think if he's focused on playing there, I think his offensive numbers will eventually go up. And so, that's a guy that I want to see his bat in the lineup. I really like it when it goes Mookie Betts, and then Corey Seager, and then Trey Turner. I know it didn't work very well in the postseason, but I think that's a good combination anyway. I like Siegs there, and I like Muncy fourth. I think that's the lineup you want to go, and then Smith fifth. If there's a DH, he's going to get some time at DH. You're going to have Turner get some time at DH. You use it as a place for guys that maybe Pujols if they re-sign him. I really hope they do. I liked his presence. But Seager is to me right now is the guy that I'm focused on, and I think that's going to answer a lot of questions going forward. I do think that Trey Turner is the Dodgers shortstop in 2022. I put money on it with some pretty good odds. Um, and so that's where I think the team lands. I think that uh, he is a better shortstop. They didn't give up good prospects for no reason. I mean, the reason was to get Turner his offense, but also to have a replacement for Seager. So I think if Seager does stay with the Dodgers, it's with a different team for still a lot of money. Hopefully they can figure that out. I'm going to guess that I don't think he's going to get the 340 million. I think, let's see. So I think he goes 7 to 8 years, 225 to 250. So that's kind of where I think he ends up. Pretty darn good contract, not bad for playing baseball, and he's a guy that's earned it. He's in my opinion, a great player. He is a possible Hall of Famer with some health, um, and he's shown that he can step it up at big time. So um, bring Corey Seager back, and while you're at it, bring the rest of them back too. I really like all those free agents that are declared as they'll be declared as free agents. I'd like to keep all of them for. I think it keeps less holes and makes the team. I think it lets the team continue doing what I think they can do, which is when healthy, I think they could win the World Series again and win multiples. So bring them all back. We'll be talking about more guys later, but for right now, I just want to talk about Seager. I think I'm trying to figure out who's the next guy to talk about. Go ahead and maybe put something in the comments about which free agent we want to talk about or which minor leaguer you want to talk about. Okay, thanks everybody, and I'll fix the lighting next time. Thanks.